All right, guys, so now we're gonna talk about the prospecting drill, okay? So this is the conversation you will have with every single person the entire day, okay? You literally want to talk about nothing else. Now, for Tasha, you're gonna have to have this rocking. For our ladies that are dealing with the spin wheel, you don't have to have this down, but I want you to know it, okay? Most importantly, I want you to know about our difference. Yep, you gonna say something? And the reason that we do this is because when it comes to health, people can talk about all sorts of things, like getting the nerves and all different explanations of stuff, but the point is, at this event, there's a very strategic way to talk to these people, to understand what they're dealing with, and provide an opportunity to help without spending 45 minutes with them, because no one wants to do that, and we don't have that kind of time, okay? And this also includes the difference in what we do. So it looks a little bit like this. For every single person in every single situation. So if somebody walks up and they're like, oh, you're lying, what do you guys do? If somebody's like, oh, I won the grand prize, Chase sent me over because I won this grand prize, what does that mean? The conversation goes exactly like this. If somebody comes up talking about their kid, I have migraines, the conversation is this every single time. So it looks like this. They walk up, hi, I'm Dr. Tom. What's your name?
Tyler, nice to meet you.
Kyler. Always tell your name, always ask their name, okay? So great to meet you. Kyler, have you been to a chiropractor before?
I haven't.
You haven't, okay. Well, I want you to know, so Align Health and Wellness, we are a corrective chiropractic clinic that is very different than most chiropractors out there. To be honest with you, most chiropractors kind of adjust everybody the same. It's kind of like this cookie cutter formula, but the difference in what we do is every single person that we adjust at our practice, we have their x-ray in front of us as we're adjusting them. So it's specific to what they have going on, but the essence of what we do is we actually prove with a post x-ray that we're actually fixing the problem. This is a person who had a scoliosis, who no longer does. The point is it gets you feeling better, but more importantly, it's not a temporary fix, the pain doesn't come back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you have any health concerns, Kyler?
I get headaches
Okay, how long have you been dealing with those?
since high school, probably 20 years.
Since high school, okay. Have they gotten better or worse, or just kind of stayed the same?
Seems they've just been the same, yeah.
And what do you do for them?
Nothing, I mean, they're not migraines, never get to migraine level, so I just take ibuprofen and
Okay.
they go away after a couple hours.
Okay. Do you, like, what's your plan? Why haven't you gotten rid of them?
I just thought it was a part of life.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. Having headaches is common, but it's not normal. Okay. If there was something that could be done so you didn't have to have any headaches, would you even be interested?
Of course, yeah.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what we're doing at this event. For the community is we're doing this thing and we're doing a special event thing. If you were to come into our practice and x-rays and all that kind of stuff, it's like $300, okay? But because of this event, we're actually doing it at no charge. So what it looks like is it's an opportunity to come into our practice. We'll show you where hundreds of people get adjusted each week. We'll sit down with you. We'll learn about what's going on. If we need x-rays, those are included as well. And it's an opportunity for us to determine if we can help you, then we will. If we cannot help you, we'll help you find someone who can help you.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yep.
Are you interested in that?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna head back and we're gonna find a time in our schedule that works in your schedule and our schedule to get you in to see if we can help you. So follow me this way. Bring them to the back of the booth. And then back here we have our scheduling sheet. When you do this, you say, hey, Kyler, is there a day in the week that's more available than others?
Fridays would work best.
Fridays, okay. So this Friday I actually have a 9:30 and an 11 o'clock. Which works better for you?
11 would be just fine.
Okay, so what I'm gonna have you do, Kyler, I want you to write your name, phone number, and email on this line right here. And then as he's filling that out, I'm gonna take this event certificate, which we'll talk about in a second, and I'm gonna write the date and the time of his appointment. Okay, now the next thing that's about to happen is the most important thing. Because some people are Minnesota nice and they're just like, yes, I'd love to come in, and then they're not actually interested, okay? So they go through that, and then once they get done, you say, okay, Kyler, I wrote your day and your time. Look them in the eyes. Kyler, on November 12th at 9:30 a.m., we will be ready, our doctors will be ready to meet with you on that day, okay? If something happens to come up in your schedule, call us immediately so we can reschedule that and open that up for somebody else, but we will be ready to meet with you on that day. It was great to meet you, Kyler. We're gonna do our best to help you.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank
All
you.
right, have a great day. We'll see you later. Use their name at the end, shake their hand, like, don't shy away from like conversations, just be out there, be yourself, and just love and care for that person. If Kyler were to say, you know what, I'm not actually interested, then you can say like, well, how come? Like, does something not make sense? He's like, well, I had a bad experience at another chiropractor. Like, just ask, like, just care. That's it, just care. And if he's like, well, I'm not really that interested. I don't feel like I want to do it at this time. You say, okay, no harm done. We're over in Long Lake. Anytime you need us, our doors are always open. Or even if you have questions, give us a call and talk to us. It was great to meet you. Have a great day.
Yep.
Simple like that. But that's the flow every single time, whether they walk up. Now, if we look at the spinning wheel, they can win a free sucker. They can win capes, the Nautical Bowl gift cards. As people are walking by, that's going to be like our biggest draw. Like telling people, hey, you can win a Nautical Bowls gift card. Maybe selectively choose your audience, right? For that, there's obviously going to be certain people that love that and are obsessed with that. And then our 80-year-olds have never heard of Nautical Bowls and don't know what acai is. Neither do I. Nobody does. But point being, when you see kids walking by, spin this, they hear that sound and they perk up and they want to come over. We'll have capes this year as well. And so in order for someone to get a cape, they have to spin the wheel. So people are going to come up and see these cool like superhero capes, but in order to get a cape, they have to spin the wheel. Everybody gets a cape, but we require you to spin the wheel and participate in our booth. You can always throw suckers to kids, like extra. I don't care. Yeah, kind of have fun with them.
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying, as far as like spin the wheel to bring people, almost the whole time there will be a line.
Mm-hmm.
There will be occasionally a line on Saturday, just it's somewhat of a busier time, that is 20 people long. I mean, just like families coming through. So just making sure that like we know exactly what the flow should be to keep people moving through the wheel is kind of the...
Yep. And also not rushing, because we are here for quality over quantity, okay? We want to have these good conversations with these people. If people are in the line for the spinning wheel and they're like, this is taking forever, and they walk away, that's okay. That's okay. Like, we want our line full because people go where people go where people go. When people see a line, what do? They just gravitate, well, there must be something good here, right? So keep that line, like take it at the pace we can, do the best we can to move through. And that's one of the things with sticking to the script too. Don't get off on other things. Don't, like, especially for us doctors, like, don't tell stories of other people. They don't care. They care about themselves. They're having issues, right? They're with their family to like have a fun day. Like, make it all about them, make it all about their issues, and say if something could be done to help you so you didn't have to suffer with this anymore, would you be interested? And it's not a push, right? Would you be interested? Yes or no? I always get a double yes if they're like, yeah. You're like, are you sure? And they're like, well, yeah, like I'm sick and tired of it. They're like, okay, now I don't know if I can help you right now because we haven't met with you, but what we're doing today, this is an opportunity to come in for free to see if we can help you. We're literally gonna meet with you, sit down, take x-rays. If we can help you, we'll tell you. If we cannot, we'll help you find somebody who can help you. Is that fair? Yes. And that's the speed. When we did it the first time, I went really slow, but that's the speed I'll do it with people. Okay, let's go find a time, see if we can help you. Like, there's no obligation. They're not pushed into anything. And if somebody's like on the fence, good, is there you have a question? Like, there's no obligation in doing this. Like, what's going on here? Like, well, I don't have time, or like, address that misconception and make it as like open and clear as possible. Hide nothing. Hide absolutely nothing, and just lay it all out there. Are you interested? Yes or no? Yeah, and just take them through that process.
Ages and like
Oh yeah. Yep. So technically they have to be over 18 years old to spin the wheel, okay? And do stuff at our booth. There's some rule, whatever. Or with a parent. Yeah, exactly. So good point. Great point. And then reoccurring people coming back. You're saying?
Yeah. Well, you'll get like the middle schoolers, the high schoolers that are like grouping up and just like continue to like want to come back because they want a Nautical Bowl gift card and that's like their sole purpose. Well, we can't technically let them spin without somebody that's parent or guardian. And so that's usually the best way to deal with those groups of kids is, I'll let them take a sucker or something. But if they're not with a parent or guardian, they can't just keep spinning doing what they want.
Yep, that's good. That's really good. Also, read people as well, because you're going to have people with different personality types, right? You're going to have people that want to talk for an hour, and you're going to have these driver personalities that are like, why the heck am I standing in front of this for more than a minute and a half, right? So when I have those driver people, I'm just like, hey, you been to a chiropractor before? what we do, this is the difference in what we do. I explain that, and then I'll just be like, what we're doing is we're offering appointments. If people are, I'll even lessen it even more. Like, I won't ask them about symptoms with a driver person. I'll just be like, what we're doing here today is sharing what we do, and if people are having issues, offering an opportunity to come into our clinic, literally for free, sit down with us, see if we can help. If we can help, we tell them. If we can't, we help them find somebody who can help them. Do you have any health concerns, or are you interested? And then they're like, okay, well, cool. You know, no, like, it seems quick and stuff, but with those driver people, that's all they can handle.
Yeah.
And if you're providing an opportunity, and that's it, right? There's no push. You take a driver person who's just like a go-getter or whatever, and you just try to make them stand in front of you for more than 3 minutes, and they're like, that's the negative experience, right? Whereas then you get the mom who cares about her kids, and she's like wanting to learn information. She loves natural health, but has never known about corrective chiropractic, right? She's gone to somebody who has done an okay job of chiropractic for years, then they're interested, and that's the one you have that longer conversation with, but based on their personality type. Yep. Let's see, what else we got here? So as far as the certificates, what we're doing here, so we talked about, we got all the free things which are simple. The big ones, so the Nautical Bowls gift cards are $5 gift cards to Nautical Bowls. The grand prize, so what the grand prize is an opportunity for you to come into the clinic for free, right? No charge, whatever. So when someone wins that,
Family, technically, as well.
yep, and it also includes the family, okay? So if you got that person there, I initially make the whole conversation about that person, their issues, stuff like that. I don't know, what do you think? You can kind of gauge that by ear. So if the person's there with their family, you can say like, hey, this is for your whole family, okay? If there's one lonely guy walking in that doesn't look like he's there with his family and he's talking about his issues, I wouldn't talk about his family at that point. We'll get his family in when they come into the practice. And so kind of gauge it, but it's ultimately, it's a grand prize. It's for them and their entire family to come in at no charge. And so kind of play that by ear. If they're talking about their kids, then you can word it that way. And if it's just a person, maybe just focus on that person and not make it as complicated. Because sometimes it can be hard to get the whole family scheduled.
Yep.
So just play that by ear. And then the one new one this year is the ultimate grand prize. This is a fun one. We will go into your business and we will do chair massages for all the employees, okay, over like a lunch break or something like that, or during the day. We also go to like your Bible study group, do chair massages. We can do educational stuff, sponsor your sports team, but it's just an opportunity to like provide further community outreach, okay? Now also, when it comes to this spin wheel, one of you will be behind the wheel with all the gifts, like handing out the beach balls and the pens and stuff like that, okay? When someone wins one of those, you grab the certificate out, and we'll show you this, exactly which certificate. So you say, oh, Dr. Kyler, this is Angie, she won the grand prize. This is Allie, and she won the ultimate grand prize. And so that's like our little pass up. So the person at the spin the wheel doesn't have that conversation with everybody, they're monitoring the wheel, right? Going through, chat with the kids, like hand out extra suckers, grab them their capes after they spin. Every single kid can have a cape, throw a cape on the dog, get everybody at the whole place wearing capes, and then it's this pass off to the doctors and Dr. Tasha, who's now a doctor on Saturday, having these conversations about health and stuff like that and the difference in what we do. Cool. Mm-hmm. A few objection management. People will ask, are you in the front? Can you see me up here?
Yep. You can see back there.
People will ask about insurance, okay? When someone asks about insurance, oh, do you take Blue Cross Blue Shield? Then you say, oh, we actually choose to be memorize this, we actually choose to be out of network with every insurance company because insurance dictates what doctors can or can't do. So what we do is, instead of playing the insurance game, our adjustments boil down to being like $46 an adjustment. It's very affordable, and a lot of people use their HSA to pay for care at the practice. Boom, that's it. That's how you address that, okay?
Have Morgan and Chase pass that off.
Yeah, yes. The spin wheel people can pass that off. That's mainly for Tasha and the doctors and stuff. But I want you guys to know that as well, because we might be busy and somebody might have that question, and just respond in that way. Like, that's a very simple answer. And if somebody's like, oh, I don't want insurance, that's not a person for our practice anyways. But if they're like, oh my gosh, I know insurance, that's typically what people say. Everyone gets it. We don't have that issue ever when it's explained in that way. So back to that explanation, we actually choose to be out of network with every single insurance company because insurance dictates what the doctors can or can't do. And instead of playing the insurance game, our adjustments boil down to only being $46 an adjustment. Most people end up using their HSAs or to pay for care if they have an HSA through their work. But yeah, $46 an adjustment, no big deal. What other things? If people have more extensive questions about diseases or issues or their autoimmune disease, we pass it off to when they're in the clinic, right? We don't have time nor the space to handle those questions there. And so if somebody's like, oh, I've got rheumatoid arthritis, I'm sorry. We have lots of practice members who have rheumatoid arthritis. Let's see if we can help you to lessen symptoms and da-da-da-da-da. And they're like, well, what about this specifically? How does it help? You're like, nope, we'll take extra time right now. I'm so sorry, I don't have an hour, but I'm gonna take an hour to actually talk with you about that. Ask your questions, get to know what's going on, teach you all about it and how we help all these people that are dealing with all these different autoimmune diseases. And just like defer it back to the clinic.
Yeah, I think set up, take down, and then like clothing. I don't know if you want to talk about.
Oh yeah. Clothing. I'll send you guys a lot of text.
Yeah, that's what
I'll do that in the text.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the main things. Like have fun.
Yeah.
Okay. We are always known as the booth that smiles the most and the booth that has the most fun. Okay. We have no agenda. We have no expectation. We are literally there to have fun, love on people. We spent $2,500 at Nautical Bowls to literally bless. How many gift cards is that? 500?
Yep.
500 people in this community with a gift card to Nautical Bowls, okay? This is all about blessing people and loving people. That's it. If we get through the weekend and we've done that and we've smiled at people, and people see us as like a fun, like Alliant Health and Wellness, oh, those guys were having fun, like that's a win. Just seeing that positivity. Just love people, care for people. When people are like against what we're like, oh, I don't know. It's like, it's okay. I'm not trying to push you here. Like, just be real. I'm not trying to push you here. This is what we do. This is the difference in what we do. I'd love to see if we can help you, but ultimately, you got to decide if it's something you want to see, even just to see if we want to help. But by coming in, it obligates you to absolutely nothing. This is literally a free opportunity to see if we can help. We see hundreds of families every single week at our practice. We are blessed. We're not coming from scarcity to this. We're coming from abundance, right? We have been so blessed with all these people, but the reason we're out is because there are thousands more that every time when they come in here as a new patient, they always say the same thing: I wish I'd known about you sooner. So we're out there finding those people dealing with issues so that we can help them change their life. Yes, get them out of pain, but more importantly, keep them doing things with their grandchildren for the rest of their life, literally preventing arthritis, not hurting any discs, and living their life to the full to do what God's called them to do. So, good?
Yep.
There's probably like 80 other things, but that's all you're gonna get in this video. I'll text you all the other things that I forgot. Thanks, guys.